Emma surveyed her reflection in the mirror, her eyes tracing the contours of her face, searching for something she couldn't quite name. A sigh escaping her lips, heavy with the weight of unspoken thoughts and unfulfilled desires. Her blonde hair was perfectly coiffed, her makeup flawless, each detail meticulously crafted to present an image of perfection. She wore a designer dress that hugged her curves, a testament to her impeccable taste and the life of luxury she led. Outwardly, she was the picture of success. Her life seemed charmed, a fairy tale come to life. But beneath the surface, a deep discontent brewed, hidden behind the facade of a seemingly perfect life. Emma, as Emma. 7 years. 7 years I have been married to Mark, a man who once made my heart race with just a glance. He is handsome, successful, and provides me with a life most could only dream of. Our home is beautiful, our social circle enviable, yet a chasm has grown between us, an invisible barrier that words cannot bridge, a silent rift that seems to widen with each passing day. Mark worked tirelessly, his dedication to his career both a blessing and a curse, climbing the corporate ladder with an ambition that both impressed and isolated her. His days were long, filled with meetings and deadlines, his evenings often spent at the office, the glow of his computer screen a constant companion. He was a ghost in his own home, present in body but absent in spirit, his mind always elsewhere, present in body but absent in spirit, their interactions reduced to mere formalities. Emma, as Emma. I yearn for his touch, for his attention, for the warmth of his embrace, for the intimacy we once shared, the laughter and the whispered secrets in the dark. But our conversations have become superficial, our touches fleeting, like strangers passing in the night. The silence in our spacious home is deafening, a constant reminder of the growing emptiness in my heart. A constant reminder of the growing emptiness in my heart. I find myself wandering through the rooms, each one echoing with memories of happier times. I look at old photographs, trying to recapture the joy we once felt, but they only serve to highlight what we've lost. Dinner tables set for two, now a solitary affair, the clinking of cutlery a lonely symphony. I watch the sunset alone, the vibrant colors a stark contrast to the grayness I feel inside. I pour my heart out in a journal, the pages soaked with tears, hoping to find solace in the written word. I look at my wedding ring, a symbol of our vows, and wonder if we can ever find our way back to each other. I stand at a crossroads, torn between holding on to the past and forging a new path for myself. Taking a deep breath, I resolve to seek the happiness I deserve, whether it be with Mark or on my own. With a newfound sense of purpose, I walk away from the mirror, ready to face whatever the future holds. Stepping out into the sunlight, I embrace the possibility of a new beginning, hopeful that I can find the fulfillment I've been longing for. The party buzzed with forced gaiety, a cacophony of laughter and chatter that felt almost oppressive. Emma plastered a smile on her face, trying to blend in, to ignore the hollowness inside. She felt like an outsider in her own life, surrounded by people yet profoundly alone. She sipped her champagne that tasted flat and unappealing, a poor substitute for the joy she once knew. The bubbles fizzed out quickly, much like her enthusiasm for these gatherings. Emma, as Emma. And then I saw him. It was as if the room had suddenly shifted, the noise fading into the background. Across the crowded room, our eyes met. It was a moment that felt both fleeting and eternal, a connection that defied the chaos around us. His gaze was intense, unwavering, as if he could see right through the facade she had carefully constructed. A shiver ran down my spine, a mix of fear and excitement. It was a feeling I hadn't experienced in years, a reminder of what it felt like to be truly alive. He was a stark contrast to Mark, dark and brooding, with an air of mystery that both intrigued and unsettled me. His name was Jack. He seemed to carry a world of stories in his eyes, stories I was desperate to hear. He was a friend of a friend, a writer with a quiet intensity that drew her in. His words were like a magnet, pulling her closer with each sentence. They talked for hours that night, their conversation flowing effortlessly. It was as if they had known each other for years, their souls recognizing a kindred spirit. Emma, as Emma. He listened with an attentiveness that Mark had long forgotten. It was refreshing, intoxicating even, to be heard and understood. He made me laugh, made me feel seen, made me feel alive again. It was a stark contrast to the numbness that had become my norm. For the first time in years, I felt a spark, a flicker of something dangerous and exhilarating. It was a reminder that life still held surprises, that there were still chapters of my story yet to be written. This chance encounter was the beginning of something new, something that promised to change everything. As the night drew to a close, we exchanged numbers, a silent promise of future meetings. The anticipation was electric, a new adventure waiting just around the corner. Emma walked away from the party that night with a smile, a genuine one this time. She felt a sense of hope, a belief that maybe, just maybe, this was the start of something beautiful. The next morning, her phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Jack, a simple good morning that made her heart race. The adventure had begun. She looked out of the window, lost in thought, her mind racing with possibilities. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, it felt bright. Their paths crossed again, as if by fate. A chance meeting at a coffee shop, a shared love for art, a stolen glance across a crowded bookstore. Each encounter intensified the connection between them, Emma as Emma. We began to meet regularly, our conversations deepening into something more profound. I found myself confiding in Jack, sharing my hopes, my dreams, and the unspoken loneliness that had become my constant companion. He listened without judgment, offering solace and understanding. He awakened something within her, a dormant passion that she thought had long faded. Emma as Emma. One rainy afternoon, as we sought shelter under the awning of an antique shop, our eyes met. The air crackled with unspoken desire. And then he kissed me. It was a kiss that set my soul on fire, a kiss that tasted of forbidden fruit and whispered promises of something more. Section 4. A dangerous dance. The line had been crossed. Guilt warred with desire within Emma. She knew what she was doing was wrong, yet she couldn't bring herself to stop. Emma as Emma. Each encounter was a rebellion against the emptiness of my marriage, a desperate attempt to reclaim a part of myself I thought I had lost. Their affair became a whirlwind of stolen moments. Secret rendezvous, whispered phone calls, lingering touches. Emma as Emma. With Jack, I could be myself, without pretense or reservation. He saw past the facade of the perfect wife, the perfect life. He saw me, the woman I yearned to be. Their physical intimacy was intense, intoxicating, but it was more than just passion. It was a connection of minds, of souls. Emma as Emma. In his arms, I felt alive, cherished, desired, and for the first time in years, I felt truly happy. Section 5. Guilt and Desire. The guilt gnawed at her conscience, a constant shadow in the back of her mind. It was like a relentless whisper, always there, always reminding her of the choices she had made and the consequences that followed. She loved Mark, she truly did. He was her rock, her confidant, the one who had stood by her through thick and thin. Or at least, she had once. Their love had been a beacon of hope, a promise of forever. But time has a way of changing things, of dulling the shine of even the brightest stars. Theirs had been a love built on friendship, on shared dreams, on a comfortable familiarity. They had built a life together, one filled with laughter, shared memories, and a deep understanding of each other. Emma as Emma. But somewhere along the way, the spark had faded, leaving behind a dull ember of what once had been. The passion that once burned so brightly had dimmed, replaced by routine and predictability. Now, I find myself torn between the familiar comfort of my marriage and the intoxicating passion of my affair. Jack was everything Mark was not, spontaneous, adventurous, and full of life. She couldn't bear the thought of hurting Mark, of shattering the life they had built together. The guilt of her betrayal weighed heavily on her, a constant reminder of the pain she was causing. Yet she couldn't deny the truth that stared back at her in the mirror each morning. The truth of her own unhappiness, the truth of her undeniable feelings for Jack. It was a truth that she had tried to ignore, but it was always there, lurking in the shadows. Emma as Emma. I was caught in a web of my own making, my heart pulled in two different directions. The stability and security of my marriage were comforting, but the excitement and passion of my affair were intoxicating. The weight of my secret became a heavy burden to bear, threatening to crush me under its immense weight. Every lie, every deceitful word added to the load, making it harder and harder to breathe. She often found herself sitting alone, lost in thought, trying to make sense of the chaos that had become her life. The choices she had made, the paths she had taken, all seemed to lead to this moment of reckoning. Looking at old photographs, she was reminded of the love that once was, the dreams they had shared, and the promises they had made. It was a bittersweet reminder of what she had lost and what she had gained. Writing in her journal became her solace, a way to pour out her emotions and make sense of her tangled thoughts. It was a place where she could be honest with herself, where she could confront her feelings without fear of judgment. Walking alone on the beach, she contemplated her future. The waves crashing against the shore seemed to echo the turmoil in her heart, a constant reminder of the choices she had to make. As Emma, I knew that I couldn't continue living a lie, that I had to make a choice. It was a choice between the comfort of the past and the uncertainty of the future, between loyalty and desire. Taking a deep breath, she steeled herself for what lay ahead. It was time to face her reality, to confront her feelings, and to make a decision that would change her life forever. With a determined look, she walked towards Mark, ready to have the conversation that she had been dreading. It was a conversation that would test the strength of their love and the depth of their commitment. As they sat down to talk, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. It was time to be honest, to lay bare her soul, and to face the consequences of her actions. Holding hands, they faced each other, ready to navigate the stormy waters of their relationship. It was a moment of truth, a test of their love, and a chance for redemption. In that embrace, she found a glimmer of hope, a chance for forgiveness, and a possibility of a new beginning. It was a reminder that love, despite its flaws and challenges, was worth fighting for. Emma, as Emma. As I looked at the horizon, I felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. It was a new dawn, a chance to rebuild, and an opportunity to rediscover the love that had once been the foundation of our lives. Walking hand in hand with Mark, she felt a sense of peace. They were ready to face the future together, to rebuild their love, and to create new memories. It was a journey of healing, of forgiveness, and of rediscovery. Their smiles were a testament to their renewed love and commitment, a promise to each other that they would face whatever challenges came their way together. As they watched the sunset, they knew that it was a symbol of a new beginning, a chance to start afresh, and an opportunity to build a future filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities.